Hi, I received a question this week on how to handle anger. It was worded in a much different way, but I'm gonna answer the question about how to handle anger. Anger is an emotion. The who's, the whys, and the what's about anger are up to you. Who you're angry about, what situations you're angry about, anything of like that. That's not relevant to sickness. What is the emotion of anger, and not releasing the emotion of anger. Anger is very hot, and if you swallow anger and it goes into your intestines, causes Crohn's colitis, causes ulcerative colitis, causes IBS. You have to learn how to deal with anger. It doesn't matter what angers you. You have to learn how to control anger. You have to learn how to deal with anger. It's the same as stress. How I handled anger was this. Is that in the beginning, when I really didn't have the tools to handle stress or anger, I swallowed it. And then about for 6 months, I would sit there and swallow it and swallow it and swallow it. You know, my wife would do little things that really didn't matter, and I would even get angrier and angrier. And then all of a sudden, I would blow up like once every 6 months. And I would just blow up and I'd scream at her. It would be like something really stupid, like dropping a pencil, or, you know, really something so small that it amazed me that I was getting frustrated about it. And I would sit there and go on a tirade for like 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden it would let go and I would be done, and I would say, "Phew, boy, am I glad that's done." But it wasn't healthy. In the meantime, for the 6 months that I held on to it, I was in the bathroom 20 times a day. You got to learn how to deal with anger. You have to deal with stress. You have to find tools. Anger management, stress management, it's all the same. As I got better, I started reading books on when I started getting healthy, I should say. I started reading books on codependency, dealing with anger and stress management, and this and that. And I started to create tools for myself. And I realized in the beginning it wasn't easy for my wife, because what happened is that when something bothered me, I made sure she knew it. And I didn't sit back anymore. I would sit and say, you know, "I can't believe you just did that, blah, blah, blah." And after a while, I got better and better at handling anger, where I could sit down and discuss it with her and stuff like that, or at work or whatever. It wasn't always her. But that's what, you have to do. This is what you have to do. You have to find healthy ways to deal with your stress and your anger, and that will slowly diminish your illness. This is so important. Tools to get rid of stress and anger are so important. You have to get to the point where you understand that holding it in is going to cause a problem. If you need to exercise, go exercise. If you need to hit a bag, hit a bag. If you need to go out and, run or take a baseball bat and beat it against a tree, do it. Get the tools. Work with the tools. Learn how to discuss. Learn how to not be codependent. And you have to keep moving through this. You will notice that all of a sudden, your symptoms will subside. You really need to look into this. The question that was worded was, how would I deal with anger with my parents, or anger at a job, or it's learning how to have the tools. So we're not dealing with just one question here. We're not dealing with in this situation or that situation. It's every situation. You've got to learn how to sit back and say, is this worth getting sick over? That was one of my keys. That's one of my tricks. I would sit back and say, is this really worth getting sick over? and then I would say, whatever, screw it. It didn't matter to me. It wasn't worth getting sick that this person is acting like a jackass. It's not worth it. Being healthy was more important to me than anything else in the world in that point, and still is today. But in the meantime, I learned the tools. Tools are important. Get anger management books. Get stress management books. Get codependency look. All you have to do is find the right lessons, get the right tools, implement them. It doesn't take a lot to do. You really need to do it. Even if you cut down your symptoms in half, is it better than what you are right now? Think about it. Have a nice day.